Hi, FlossTube.
Hello, FlossTube.
I'm Pam.
And I'm Stephanie.
And this is
Just Keep Stitching,
episode 243.
3 plus 40 plus 200 is 243, cause math.
Talk about taking a shortcut.
Pam?
I know. Hi, everybody.
Don't talk to me about shortcuts.
Hope you're all doing well.
Hello, people.
This is an abbreviated episode of Just Keep Stitching.
Yep.
And it will focus almost entirely on 2022 Nashville Needlework Market.
Yes, it will.
And as you know, Stephanie, being an employee of a local needlework shop, she attended with her boss, representing Keepsakes, here in Sharonville, Ohio.
Yep.
And I stayed home, which was beneficial for all involved.
Yeah. She'd kick me out if she went to, if I brought her to
Since
market.
I had to deal with a few household service calls.
Oh.
And so we're not going to have our usual featured sections or anything like that.
Nope.
You'll get those back on Sunday.
So sorry.
But we're going to focus on Stephanie's experience at market with a few little
Fun things.
non-market items. And so I didn't really prepare for this, but
Uh-oh.
one of the ideas I had
Oh, goodness.
was that it would be more or less of an interview kind of situation.
No.
But apparently not. Apparently not.
I mean, you could ask me questions.
Well, I usually do,
Yeah.
don't I?
True.
But anyway, you and Barbara left on Thursday morning.
We sure did.
And on the way, Barbara likes to stop and do a little antiquing.
Yeah, there is so we take 71 South through Kentucky to 65 in Louisville and then to Nashville from there. And the last exit in Kentucky, right before you cross over into Tennessee, there is a giant antique mall, and it's called Bright's Antique Mall or something like that. And Barbara stopped there, Barbara's owned Keepsakes for over 20 years, so she's gone to market for as long as there's been a market, wherever it's been. It's obviously been in Nashville for quite a few years, and whether she was by herself or with her husband or with someone else, she's always stopped at Bright's. And so naturally, she started taking me when I really don't have a choice, frankly. But I do enjoy it. And so we went for the first time a couple years ago. This was my third trip to market. So, and I didn't really plan on having this be the thing that I was going to do. And then it was just crazy. So,
well, when you went in 2020, you brought me back something from the end.
I sure did. Yeah, yeah.
You brought me back the bean pot.
The bean pot. Yeah,
the
yeah.
Boston bean pot.
I did. Yeah,
which
yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed.
Right. It's on the mantle.
Yeah.
And there's two bean pots. There's one up on the entertainment center and one over there on the front. And then I also got a vintage Mountain Dew glass bottle.
Right.
And then, so that was 2 years ago. So, then I do not recall going my first year. Barbara says we did. I'm like, whatever, I'm not going to argue with you, but I don't think we did. But so we go this year and we kind of just separate. It's humongous. And it's a Thursday afternoon. So a really late morning, frankly. So it's not crazy busy. There's not a bunch of people there like a Saturday. So we can really just kind of wander and look around because we gain an hour when we get down there anyway. So this is our wasted hour that we just walk around and whatever. And when I was just meandering through all the different booths, I just am seeing cross stitch everywhere. Literally everywhere.
Oh, there was lots more than what you ended up buying?
Did you not see my Instagram stories? The Keepsakes Instagram stories? of all of the cross stitching that I saw?
I don't remember.
Okay, so if you watch the Keepsakes Instagram,
I don't remember seeing that.
On Thursday evening when we got back to the hotel, or checked into the hotel, I shared on the Keepsakes Instagram page all of the...
You don't have to look for it now.
Well, not all of it, but most of the needlepoint, needlework, cross-stitch.
That was in the antique store?
That was in the antique mall.
I don't remember seeing that.
There was literally like probably 60 pictures.
All right, well, you can show me later.
I'll show you later.
Okay.
But anyway, so it was amazing.
Okay.
And it was just really fun because like Barbara's like, did you get this? Did you get this? Did you get this? And then I was like, what do you think about this idea when we get back to the hotel, post some pictures? And she was like, I think that's a great idea.
Oh, okay.
So now that's going to be our thing because it was fun. So it's going to be interesting to see how much is still there next year.
Yeah, maybe more.
Right. So the moral of that story is to make a plan for your needlework, people. Make a plan for your needlework. So it does not end up at Bright's Antique Mall in who knows whereville, Kentucky.
Right. There you go.
Being sold for $8.99
Mm-hmm.
with a 10% discount.
Yikes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So she found something, and she sent me a picture
That
of
was
it.
literally the last cross stitch I saw.
Oh, my God.
And it was on the floor.
And she showed it to me, and she said, look what I found. And I thought it was very sweet. Mm-hmm. And it kind of relates also.
It does.
And so I said, get it. We're texting, you know.
Yeah.
And I said, get it.
Like the kids do.
And she said, really? Honestly? I don't know whether you didn't want to get it or
I said,
you were surprised.
OMG, really?
Did you think that I wouldn't want it?
I just thought I literally thought your response was going to be like 3 heart emojis or something.
Oh.
And then, no, it was in all caps, get it.
So it was stitched by someone whose initials are JLA or R.
Yeah, true.
1981.
Yeah.
And the little price sticker, which we haven't been able to get off yet.
We need like Goo Gone or something.
Yeah, we've got some Goo Gone.
Okay.
All it says is cross stitch mother. And it's on Ada.
Did you notice what your shirt says?
Yeah. And it's on Ada. And it's on...
Oh, yeah, it was stitched in 1981, Pam.
Well...
Did they have linen and even weave back in 1981?
I don't know about even weave, but there was other stuff to stitch on besides Ada.
Okay.
It wasn't the Dark Ages.
Well, I don't know.
But in the 80s, a lot of people...
Stitch on Ada.
Stitch on Ada.
That's what I'm saying.
I no idea where this design came from at all.
None.
And I don't know that it matters.
But it's dang cute.
But it's all framed, and it's in a standard store-bought frame with glass. Because it's like 8.5 by 11.
Sure. Show it to him, Pam.
This is what she got. Sorry for the glare. Isn't that neat? And it says, patient, understanding, love, and sympathy.
Check.
Unselfishness and kindness. That's what mother means to me. Now, this might have been designed by this person.
Yeah, sure.
We don't know.
I like the fancy M on mother.
So how much? So the sticker says $9.99. What did you end up paying for?
$8 because it was 20% off.
$8?
Yep.
$8. So it's very sweet, and it's just one of those things. Well,
Do you want me to have someone take that out so I can redo my initials?
I don't know.
Okay.
We're not going to decide that right now. Anyway, and then what time did you get down to Nashville? Thursday.
Well, we had to make a pit stop.
Okay.
And it was fine. It was okay. It wasn't like a bad thing.
Yeah, because you sent a video, put a story up on Instagram that you were clearly at a rest stop.
Yes.
And you said it couldn't be a more beautiful day to drive to Nashville.
Sure. Yep, I did that.
Beautiful day.
Yes, I did that.
Okay.
And then so we got to our hotel. So we do not stay at the embassy suites where the show is. One, it's astronomically expensive. And because they know they can get it. Like the hotel was sold out all weekend. And then we, like, when the show ends on Friday night, Saturday night, our day does not end. Like, we have so much work to do when we get back to our hotel room. Yeah. And there's just so much, like, positive things happening at the embassy, like happy hour and mingling and networking and all these great things happening that we just don't participate in because we have so much work to do. And so, if we could split ourselves in half and do both things, that would be great. But just the fact of the matter is that we can't. So, and it is what it is. And so, you know,
So you got down there Thursday night.
Yeah, so probably like... I
think it was around 8.
Yeah, maybe.
But there's an hour difference.
Sure.
So,
yeah.
whatever.
So they're an hour behind us.
Right. So it might have been around 7.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was 8 here. Yeah.
Right.
So 7.
Their time.
Yes. And like that was, we stopped to get dinner before we went to the hotel.
Yeah.
And everything. So then we checked in the hotel and then... And this was the first year that we'd gone down on Thursday because there is so the show started this year at 4:00 on Friday.
Right.
However, there is a retailers meeting that happens on Friday in the afternoon before the show opens. And we had gone to it 2 years ago, and for whatever reason, Barbara had not gone to that really regularly before. And we just talked, and I made the argument that I felt like it was necessary that we go and be a part of that conversation. And she agreed with me. And so we made it a point to go and do that. So that was why we went down the day earlier, was because the retailers meeting was at 2.
Right.
So can you imagine, like, waking up at the actual butt crack of dawn to leave Cincinnati to drive 5 hours to then go to a meeting and then shop? Like, no. That'd have been nuts. So it was nice because, like, we got, you know, yes, we got to the hotel a little bit late, but we were able to, like, sort of sleep in a little bit. And, like, we both took, like, long showers and, like, had a nice lunch.
Oh,
and,
this
like,
is on Friday.
We're
on Friday.
Yeah,
okay.
We're on Friday. Yeah.
Okay.
And so, like, we were able to, like, kind of just chill. And, like, we even watched TV and stitched a little bit on Friday. So, like, cool. And then
we went to this meeting.
And we went to this meeting, and it was fantastic. And if you are someone who is a retailer, whether you've been in the cross-stitch business for 20 plus years or you are just opening a shop, I highly recommend going to that meeting and just, you don't have to say anything, just listen to and hear what people are talking about. Because there was a shop, I don't know who they are, but they, you know, they did not know what FlossTube was. So, like, and then there was a big discussion about PDF charts and, like, just, like, kind of the hot topics of, like, what retailers are talking about. Yeah. And so it was just really interesting to be a part of that conversation. And it's really great to see other shop owners, too.
Sure.
So,
yeah.
And so it's really, really cool.
And then 4:00
is when the early bird shopping opens.
The designers and the vendors open up their doors.
Yeah, so it's not required.
Right.
That they participate in early bird shopping.
And I was listening, and if you want a designer's perspective, I did watch Teresa Koget's market video this morning.
Yes.
She did an excellent job.
Fantastic.
Excellent job.
So that's market through a different set of eyes.
From a different perspective. But one thing I think she mentioned was that in the years since she's been designing for cross stitch and punch needle, there wasn't always a Friday
early bird.
Oh, I'm pretty sure she said that.
Oh,
but you found it valuable.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So just like a little bit of background of like where my work comes in. So I have like what it kind of looks like as from a retailer's perspective at the keepsakes level. So there's people who, you know, we have obviously walk-in customers. We do not have an e-commerce platform, which means you can't go to the Keepsakes website, add things to a cart and purchase. You cannot do that. But we do a fairly good amount of mail order. So thanks to 2020. So, and StitchCon has a lot to do with that, I think, as well. So, anyway, so, like, when I say at the Keepsakes level, there are some shops who are just online only. There are some shops who, you know, are just buying stuff for their walk-in customers who don't take pre-orders from their customers. So everyone's kind of playing at a different level, which is totally fine, obviously. So the Keepsakes plan of attack for market is going to look different than someone else's plan of attack. Right? So, and also a lot of it has to do with how Barbara and I work together in tandem and separately.
Right.
So, the exciting part about this particular year of market is that probably starting in 2019 was my first year going to Nashville. And I know we did it in 2019. I know we did it in 2020. And then it's got the amount of pre-orders that Keepsakes has taken has just like steadily been going up over the course of the last few years. And then between Expo in August of 2021 and Market 2022, it basically doubled. We ended, like, the number at the end of the day for the number of pre-orders was 160 flat. And in comparison, the last market, we had 78.
The last market.
Okay. Yes. And then, or we had 77 the last market. The last expo, we had 78.
Oh,
so, like,
okay.
just
so
like...
there wasn't much change between the last market and expo last fall.
Sure.
But it went way up, more than doubled.
Yeah.
This time.
Sure. Did. So, which is, like, I can't put into words how grateful we are as, like, from a Keepsakes perspective. And Barbara and I talked a lot about, like, why do you think that is? Like, what do you think necessarily happened? And I don't know if it's one thing, that it was like, oh, well, it was because we did X or because we did Y. And that's what has done that to us. But I think that, StitchCon has a lot to do with it, and just the amazing amount of people that come for that. And the fact that you all live in every corner of the world, the Keepsakes is now your LNS. I also think that, I think FlossTube helps. I think that a lot of you are amazing people and support Keepsakes and buy from Keepsakes because you love and want to support me, and that I can't talk about for long because it will make me cry. So it means the world to me. And so, because I'm not going anywhere. I'm not leaving Keepsakes anytime soon. So, like, that's my life's work. That's my legacy. It's helpful.
When that one shop owner in the retailers meeting spoke up and asked, what is FlossTube?
Yeah.
Was there an audible reaction from the rest of the retailers in the room?
It wasn't like a gasp or whatever, but it was like, I was actually sitting next to Kathy Haberman from Hands-On Design. Mm-hmm. And we both looked at each other kind of like, really?
Yeah. Like,
we were just surprised. Yeah. And then kind of, I don't know if you can, I knew I could feel it. I don't know if Kathy felt it, but I could feel a lot of eyes quickly rotate towards us.
Toward you and Kathy?
Correct.
Why do you suppose?
Because they wanted us to explain what FlossTube was. So then I was able to, I was asked and then was able to explain what FlossTube was and how we use it as a retailer.
Yeah.
So, and like how it's influenced the retail side of the business.
Right. And then Kathy, like you said, had a few words.
Yeah, for sure.
From a designer standpoint.
For sure. So, and how she utilizes FlossTube to enhance her designing.
Sure.
And her connection with her stitchers, just, all the things. Right. So, anyway, so it's fascinating to me. And then I also think that a big thing, which is really wonderful, and so if this is something that you've done as a buyer of cross-stitch things, I think a lot of people have spread their love around. Mm-hmm. So when no one could go anywhere, people were spreading their love around. Like, I'm going to buy from Keepsakes. I'm going to buy from Reflections. I'm going to buy from Silver Needle. I'm going to buy from The Attic. I'm going to buy from Acorns and Threads. I'm going to buy from all these places because I love them and I want them to stay open, and this is a hard world we live in, and all the things. So I think that there are a lot of people who did that this year. So they ordered like 2 or 3 things from us and 2 or 3 things from someone else.
Because I think the call went out from us and from a lot of FlossTube channels.
Sure.
During lockdown.
Sure.
The most severe lockdown periods.
Right. In 2020.
Was we got to keep these businesses open.
Right. Sure.
And so if you had a few favorites, then you did. You called, or you got on their websites, or you did whatever to keep them open.
Absolutely.
And that started a trend, because if you received an order as a stitcher and you liked the service, the speed, the wrapping, whatever you liked about that transaction, you're going to come back. That goes for any kind of thing we buy.
Right, that's the definition of customer service.
In today's economy, right?
Sure.
So it built up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So, so what the, so I don't necessarily know, pinpoint one thing that, influenced the number of pre-orders, but I do know that that's what I spent, like, the last 2 weeks of February compiling together. And then very much so the week before we left. Because our deadline was the week before market. So, and then once I get all these, the pre-orders in, then I send emails to designers, not everyone, but the ones where we have a lot of requests from. I will send pre-orders to the designers, and then I make a, surprise, master spreadsheet that has all of the shops in alpha, in alphabetical order, and the shops that we have requests from. So it's not every single person that is vending at market. It's just the ones that we need to get items for to fulfill special requests.
So basically, in the simplest form,
yes,
because I saw all this paperwork that
sure.
you did, you had a shop, say Hands On Design.
Sure.
And you had a column for the pre-orders that you'd received.
Correct.
And then you have to make a calculation based on your local clientele.
Sure, correct.
Out of Keepsakes.
Yes.
How many more, besides the pre-orders,
right,
you need to purchase.
To bring back for the shop.
To bring back, and it's a cash and carry thing in most instances, unless they happen to sell out and they'll ship it to you soon after market's over.
Sure.
So you'll have like the pre-order quantity, and then what else you and Barbara determine more you need
for the shop,
for a grand total.
Correct.
And
so there's also a middle column.
What's the middle column?
So here's a good example. Teresa Koget. Okay. So the column A is the name of the shop, Teresa Koget. Then column B are all the titles of her releases. Love Lives Here, Gather, Flurry, all the things, right? Then the next column is the pre-order requests. Total numbers. So every time I get one added, I just add a number to tally it up. I don't go back in and count them all. It's a rolling total, because that would be insane. So there is not a uniform date for when designers want their pre-orders from shops, right? So as designers send out new release information emails to shops, usually in the bottom on the fine print, it says, we're taking pre-orders, or we're not taking pre-orders, or we're taking pre-orders until this day and time. That day and time is oftentimes different for everyone. So then I have to keep track of on a calendar, oh, I need to get Teresa Koget's in by this time, I need to get Hands On in by this time, and with a needle and thread in by this time, da-da-da-da-da.
Gotcha.
So Teresa's, she had, if you aren't familiar, you'll see later in the video, but a lot of books that she released this year, not very many chart packs, right? So printing and binding takes time. So she requested the pre-orders from shops come in the Monday, 2 Mondays before market.
Mm-hmm.
So on my spreadsheet, I have the pre-order total. Then I have a middle column for add-ons.
Yeah.
So because the keepsakes deadline is until Friday.
Yeah.
So all of those days between Monday and Friday, and people are like, I want gather from Teresa Kogut.
Mm-hmm.
So I put it in that column. So at the end of the day, it all works out. And
was it Teresa that had additional books sent? I think she did, because I'm one of her patrons. But I think she mentioned that there was, yes, she did. She mentioned...
What, mailed to Nashville?
Yeah, she had another box mailed to Nashville,
yep,
FedEx overnight, because she knew, you know.
Yeah. And I can tell, too, based on trends,
mm-hmm.
like, okay, so Let Love Rain is going to be popular.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So I can make a guesstimate based on that,
right.
How many to pre-order.
Right.
So, and so anyway, so that's all of that stuff happens before we even get in the car and go to Nashville.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then when we get to Nashville, it's executing that plan. And I don't place pre-orders with everyone. So the ones I do, though, I can kind of put in my back pocket and wait on. But then there's other people that I don't and that I need to be in line for. Or there are some designers who don't take pre-orders. And so I have to be in line for. And so for the most part, we come up with some sort of a plan. It's been different every year, but there are a lot of very similar trends. Like our customers are very big with that needle and thread, hands-on design, Teresa Kogut, Plum Street, Heart and Hand fans. Like those, I think, are like our top 5 people.
Yeah.
And so every year, those are where our heavy hitters come from.
Right. And every shop is different.
Sure, exactly. So we kind of work our plan around that. And, you know, not everybody, but a lot of times there's exclusive kits or little notion things, that limited quantities of things. And so you have to work that into your plan and all that.
And there are things that some designers, including Teresa,
sell out of.
No, it wasn't what I was going to say, but that are market exclusives.
Yes.
They give the shops
attending shops
a little gift of getting it early.
Yes. Or the exclusivity of it for like 30, 60, 90 days, something like that.
Yeah. It'll eventually come out for everybody.
Sure.
But for those people,
but if you want it now,
that are actually physically present at market,
correct,
they get those.
Yep. So, so we spent, so early bird shopping goes from 4 to 8. We actually left about 6:30. Because we had picked up a couple of our larger pre-orders and we wanted to tackle those. And we also we knew the next morning was going to be early. And we really wanted to kind of figure out our plan once we saw the layout and like all that.
And one thing that Keepsakes does that not all shops do, but I think most shops have what's called a market day when they get home with all their merchandise.
Yep.
But one thing that Keepsakes does that I don't think all shops do is they take their price guns down to Nashville with them. And so when she says we actually quit at about 6:30 Friday night, is because they've got merchandise that they take back to their hotel room and literally price.
Sure. Exactly.
So that when they get back to Sharonville, they are ready to basically put them out for display for sale.
Yes. So, so that's what we do in the evenings.
Right.
So, like, we left the show at 6:30, stopped at Chipotle and got dinner, went back to the hotel, ate dinner real quick, and then put all the bags of stuff that we bought on the bed. And then Barbara takes a bag of stuff, I take a bag of stuff, I price it, she prices it. And then we make 2 very large piles. One is of all the pre-order stuff, and the other is the shop display stuff.
Right.
So when we come home from Nashville to Cincinnati, I take all the special order stuff so I can put all of your stuff in bags. And then Barbara takes all of the market day display stuff, and then she goes and fancies the shop up. Hmm. So we each kind of have our own respective roles at that point.
Yeah.
And so then on Saturday, it was from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And
it's a long day.
There are 4 floors. So the first floor is like where the bar and the restaurant is, right? So there's no suites down there. The second floor, third floor, fourth floor, fifth floor. 4 full floors of vendors. For us this year, we worked from the top down. And it just so happens that on the 5th floor, there are a lot of what we call heavy hitters. And they're all kind of like in a row.
Teresa said she was on the 5th floor.
She was.
Yeah.
So it's like Teresa Kogut, hands-on, With a Needle and Thread, Blackbird, Plum Street, Heartstrings Samplery, Heart and Hand, like boom, 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 boom. And so, because we had to literally go in every single suite, that takes time. Because we're not the only ones there, so you gotta wait in line. And so, it took us all day Saturday to get through the 5th floor and the 4th floor. And a couple people on the 3rd floor.
No, you said, 5th, 4th.
And a couple people on the 3rd.
Yeah.
And then we make trips throughout the day to the car. And on one of those trips out to the car, we have sack lunches in the trunk, and we just kind of eat out of the trunk, and then we go back to work. So then on Saturday, when the show closes at 6, we go back to the hotel room, we order pizza, we bring all the stuff upstairs, and we start pricing.
Wow.
And I think we finished pricing at about 12:31. So we don't have a point of sale system at Keepsakes. We don't have any electronic inventory, right? So, and we don't have a website where we have to upload things to either. So we don't have that thing to do. And so there's things that we have to do that other shops don't, and there's some things that we don't do that other shops do, right? Again, just depends on what level your shop is working with, right?
Yeah.
So then the biggest difference between this year and last year from a Sunday perspective is that in previous years, we have used Sunday as our tie up loose ends day, go back and get one-offs, stop in shops we didn't get a chance to, so on, like kind of just your last minute things.
Right.
This year, we had a whole floor and a half to still shop from. And we also had a 5-hour drive home to be open on Monday at 11 a.m. Yeah. And so we made the decision about 5 minutes after my alarm went off Sunday morning at 7:15 that at least next year we're staying in Nashville Sunday night. Because by the end of Monday evening, I didn't know where I was. I was delirious. It was a hot ass
And you
mess.
said, and I told you, Teresa said the same thing. Your feet were killing you.
I was it was bad. And one thing I kept telling a lot of people was, because everyone's like, are you having a good show? How's business? All the things. And my response are you having a good show? Is well, yeah, it's a great show. All of these things about doubling pre-orders and my feet hurting and it's all this work. These are all fantastic problems to have.
Yeah.
I really hope that no one's thinking I'm out here complaining.
No, you're not.
Because I'm not. I'm extraordinarily grateful for the amount of work.
Absolutely.
And my mind remembered how much work it was.
Yeah.
The minute I
body did not.
The minute I opened the spreadsheet, I was reminded of how much work it is mentally.
Right.
But it wasn't until Saturday afternoon that I was like, my body was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You've been sitting for a couple of years.
Yeah.
So
I don't think I could do it.
Cool. Yeah. So anyway, then coupled with like all of that. So, okay, wait, let me finish that previous thought. So we're going to stay in Nashville Sunday night next year, and then the shop will be closed on Monday.
Yeah.
So we can take care, because there's stuff that I did at home this year that should, in all actuality, be done at the shop. Yeah. It's not like a problem that it was done at home, but like we were trying to cram in so much work that putting together, like collating everyone's special orders, there was literally no space to do that at Keepsakes. Right. Because the shop was open. Yeah. So it's going to be a little bit different next year, and I'm excited about that. Again, a good problem to have. And every single person that was like, so like, when's your market day? And we're like, tomorrow at 11. They're like, you're insane. Right. We're like, we know. Yeah. And so I think we're in a position where we can give ourselves some grace with that. And I think that everyone is understanding about that kind of thing. So, I
heard from, again, Teresa. I also saw that our
You talked to Teresa more than I did. Well, or more than you talked to me, I should say.
Well, I just watched her video this morning. But also Paula at Craft Gallery, where we take our framing. Sure. She's posted on social media, especially Facebook. She said it was, and they've been in business now, you have to understand, over 30 years. Sure. And they posted it was the best market ever. Ever. Yeah. Yeah.
And so I think that if somebody asks you if you've had a good market, I think that is going to vary based on where you're at from a business perspective. But from a community standpoint and from a industry standpoint, to have someone say that it was the best market ever makes total sense to me.
And I was going to try to go back and actually remember exactly what Teresa said on her video this morning, because she expressed the same sentiment. And she said, this community / industry is blowing up. Yeah. It's literal. I don't think she said blowing up, but she said something like that, or exploding, or whatever. And she was so appreciative of that there is a market. And that all of this can be centralized, consolidated as a source for retailers.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, just sit and think, just from a vendor standpoint. Right. Think of all of the talent in one building. Right. Right. And it was so cool. On Sunday, Barbara and I split up so we could tackle what we needed to tackle. And there was one point where I was done doing the set of tasks I had been tasked to take care of. And she was on a different floor than I was. And I didn't know exactly where she was. And so I was like, I'm just going to walk around till I see her. And so just to look around and just to see all the faces of the people that I recognize, and to watch this person having a conversation with this person, and it's just like all of these great minds of cross stitch in 2022 were together, and it was just it's such a sacred place. And I think that's why I take it so seriously, is because I feel honored that I can get to work and be a part of it. Good way. You know what I mean? I don't look at it as a feather in my cap of look, I get to go to market. It's it is.
You're exposed and able to connect with these people.
Right. This is a privilege that I've worked for. Right. And that, what has happened to Keepsakes in the last few years is a blessing, and it's so wonderful. And to be at the position where I'm at, and the platform of FlossTube and what that's done for Keepsakes and for me, and it's just really great. And so I take it so, like, probably too seriously, but like,
you work your butt off.
I do, because I really, really care. Like it's not about going and like having fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's going and like getting a job done so our customers are happy. Yeah. And to be a part of this, like, be a cog in the wheel of the industry of cross stitch is just really, really fantastic.
Yeah, and fulfilling.
So, it is. Yeah,
Very
for sure.
fulfilling.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like, it's just great.
Yeah.
So, like, every phone call that I made yesterday to people, they were like answering on the first ring. They were like, "Hello, Stephanie, I'm so excited." Like, they were like, it was so funny. So it's just great to like be that person that, you know, anyway, so I could go on for days and days and days.
Yeah.
But, so it was, all in all, it was absolutely wonderful to, first and foremost, to Yarn Tree and Needlework Retailer, who are the executors of Nashville Needlework Market. Thank you for all of your hard work in putting this together. I know how hard that they work to execute the event. And then to every single vendor and designer that was there, that shares your talents with us and provides that for us. Like, thank you doesn't even begin to cover it, because you're working hard and putting things out that people are insanely excited about.
Yes.
And we are excited to share with our customers. Right. And so it's, thank you for that. Yeah. Because you don't have to. Market's not a requirement to be a designer. And so it's fantastic. I know how much work that is. And then, to everyone else that I saw, whether you were there helping a shop or helping a vendor or designer, and there were a lot of familiar FlossTube faces, a lot of people we'd seen at StitchCon or other retreats, and so it was great to see all of you and to finally meet so many people, and I hope that one thing I heard a lot was, I get it now when you say how much work it is, and just know that I hope that I was not rude to anyone, because I was just like getting, working and all that. And so there was a lot of conversations and pictures taken and all that kind of stuff, but my number one priority was my job. Right. So, I don't think I was rude, because I'm pretty good about that, but, so thank you all for every single kind, sweet thing you said to me this weekend, because I don't know if I deserve half of it, but thank you. So, it was really great. I am still recovering. I haven't touched my planner in 2 weeks.
I got a lot of stitching done.
I don't know if I still know how to stitch. I'm just kidding. I better know how.
She showed me the little that she did get done.
Yep, my 2 leaves. So that's
cool.
2
leaves.
Okay. So before we show you our market haul, we're going to show you the Keepsakes top 10. And so I have a list, obviously. And, there are some things on the top 10 that we purchased for ourselves, that we have the physical chart that I can show you. And there are a few things that we don't have the chart for, because they were not on our list or for some other reason. And so we're going to start with number 10. So for example, in 10th place, there are 3 things that have the same number of pre-order requests. So they all get to share 10th place. I didn't put them in any particular order.
Right.
So that's how that works. Okay.
Well, to be in the top 10, I think is fabulous.
I think that's a pretty cool thing. I wish I hadn't, I probably could if I really wanted to, make how many item total was pre-ordered, but I haven't done that math yet. So. Okay. Are you ready?
Here we go.
Okay. In 10th place are... Okay, you can show that one because that one was for you.
Oh, yeah.
So show it.
Oh, this is Kathy Haberman's hands-on design, latest addition to her block party series. And, you know, she did 25th and she did 17th. And this is 4th. So, of course, you know, I had to get it. And this is what it looks like. It has a set of Jabco buttons.
Pins,
I mean.
they're in the back.
And if you watch Kathy's YouTube that she made before Market, she talks about this eagle in particular.
So cute.
Because they custom did this. Jabco custom did this for her for this design. So that is obviously something I'm very excited about, and it was one of Keepsakes' top 10.
Yes.
In 10th place.
Mm-hmm. Also in 10th place, another from Hands On, is the resting stitch face. I just think she's so cute because to me it looks like Pam.
Well, that's funny that you should say looks like, because again, in Kathy's FlossTube, she talked about how she'd gotten some feedback that they thought the girl looked like her.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. I like the double glasses. That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
Because you wear double glasses.
Yeah.
I think that's cute.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wait, that's my fault. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. We'll sort it out later.
And then also in 10th place, there was 3 in 10th, was called a Tasket from Rosewood Manor. It is absolutely beautiful in person. And we are going to insert and so I'll put a picture. So, it's gorgeous and it is ginormous because if you stitch it as called for on 28 count,
ooh,
it's huge.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful.
Yeah.
So that was 10th place. Okay. Then in 9th place, we'll start with the one that I do not have. I actually have it in my stash somewhere already because it was previously released as an exclusive, but is What Remains Is Love by Blackbird Designs. If I make that noise, then I know to insert the picture there. And it was released originally, like I said, as an exclusive to Traditional Stitches in Canada. And I got to meet the shop owner, and she's so lovely. And now it is released to the masses. And typically, Blackbird Designs does not do sneak peeks, so you don't know what they're going to come out with until the show, typically. But it was made known that What Remains Is Love was going to be released, and so that was in 9th place. And I got it when it was a kit for Traditional, so it's somewhere in my whips that I couldn't find it easily, so sorry about that. Yeah. Okay, then next, also in 9th place, is Stitch All the Things by Erica Michaels. And I don't know if I'm going to I'll probably do both. Ooh, I might do this as my Stitch Con Small. That would be cute, right?
Mm-hmm. Appropriate.
Yeah, it would. That'd be real cute.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the top of that. And then the third chart in 9th place is the Round Red Sampler by Heart and Hand. And so that's what it looks like when it's FFO'd, okay? So each one of these red bowls is handmade. And the called for thread is Cherry Cobbler. Barbara's already stitched this since we got home. And the Cherry Cobbler, at least the ones we have at Keepsakes, are a little bit lighter than this photo.
Oh.
So, like, the bowl color is more like an Indian summer type color.
Is Cherry Cobbler Weeks or
no, Cross
Sampler?
Colorworks.
Classic Colorworks.
It is. Yes. Yeah. So, I mean, it's pretty. Don't get me wrong. It's absolutely pretty. It's just a little bit, it's not quite as
Well, if you're planning to mount it on that bowl, you want it to come in on the red, don't you?
That is kind of what we thought.
Yeah.
So, I think what we're going to do at Keepsakes, I think, is what Barbara's has stitched already. She's going to FFO a different way.
Yeah, and then go find a red.
And then go find a different red. And she did it as called for, like the fabric and everything, on the 32 count natural, because we wanted it to look like that.
Right.
And it does look very much like a mushroom. So it does kind of, or like a cupcake. It like overflows a little bit. So I think she's going to do it on a smaller count fabric too, to make it more petite to fit right on top. Okay. So then, in 8th place, first is an item that I do not, wait, no, that's a lie. In 8th place is a Nashville exclusive kit called Cross Stitch Collector by the Primitive Hair. So that is what it looks like done. So cute. Then with the kit, you also get the hand-dyed 30 count linen as well. And then you also get a hand-painted black board to mount said cross stitch on. And we do have all these things. If they're not market exclusives, we do have extras at the shop. We also have extras of these kits, and they retail for $40.50. So there's that. So that was 8th place. Then in 7th place is from Staci Nash, and it is the Little Sparrow Sewing Box, which is again a market exclusive kit. When I pre-ordered them, and even by the time I sent my email in, which was a week before market, she was already sold out of them. So we have some coming to Keepsakes, and so that's why we don't have them, is because. But you get the paper mache box, you get the chart for that. You also get 2 small waxers made by Taylor Nash, Stacy's daughter, and like the finishing instructions and all that stuff. You don't get the linen, you don't get the threads, but you get everything else. So that is the Little Sparrow Sewing Box kit. Okay, and then in 6th place, 2 things tied. First is Rejoice Evermore from With Thy Needle and Thread. I love these birds. Look at those birds. And I actually am obsessed with the windows on this house.
Yeah, with the curtains.
With the curtains.
Yeah.
Like, it's so cute.
Yeah.
And even, like, look at that. Like, look at this. You could make that into a drum. Just that middle portion. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a good close-up of the birds. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, the windows is what sold me, I think.
Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. And per usual, her charts are absolutely stunning. And yes, beautiful. So that's Rejoice Evermore from With Thy Needle and Thread. And then tied with that was 6th Day of Christmas by Hello from Liz Matthews. And you're probably wondering, why didn't you get it? Because Liz refuses to allow me to purchase it. So she's just going to send it to me. And so that's where that is. So I will show you that when it comes in. I obviously cannot wait to stitch it. And
it's my favorite with the goose.
The favorite of her days of Christmas?
Up to now. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not shocked by that.
Yeah.
Okay. So then in 5th place is from the Scarlet House. And this is Needfuls. This was super popular. we had 15 special requests for this. And the pictures aren't the greatest, but I'll show you the back, what they look like. So vintage buttons. Then this one, I love this one. And that with the notions on it. A sampler. And that, which is really cool. What does that say? Oh, it says Renner Fancy Weaver, Ohio, 1848.
Ooh.
So there's coverlets, samplers, sewing notions, quilts, and vintage buttons.
Oh, nice.
So that's what the whole situation is. And the display was so cute. So that was in 5th place. And then tied for 4th place with 16 special requests. First is The Rabbit and the Rose from With Thy Needle and Thread. And she uses all DMC except for the Whisper Bunny Tail. So sweet. Just like classic Brenda Gervais pillow bunny situation.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and then tied with that, in 4th place is Season 2 from Hands On Design. A Year of Celebrations continues. And I'm going to show you this on the back. So, these are frickin' cute. Like, I can't even. The Cardinals, obsessed. The fact that she did beehives and not just bees, I think is super creative and amazing. Obviously, Pam loves the seagulls. Duh. And then the turkeys are dang cute. And then the houses for December look like Amsterdam houses to me. And I love them. I love the rest of them too. But super, super pretty. Absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, I said that at 16.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you get them all.
Yep, you get them all in one book. Yep, just like the first year celebrations. Yep.
Gotta do it.
Gotta stitch it, you know.
Gotta.
Okay, and then in 3rd place with 18 special requests was Keeper of the Pins from With a Needle and Thread. She's just like knocked it out of the park with these books. She, right before this was the St. Patrick's Day book. There was a, nope, not a Christmas book, a winter book. There was a Easter book, a Halloween book. Like, these are so good. If you need a smalls exchange situation, if you have a bowl you want to fill, you got a tray you want to fill, pick up one of these books because it's so good. Yeah. There's a really good close-up picture. My soul is fed with the thread. And so, fun fact, Barbara, the Keepsakes shop owner, is obsessed with tomatoes. Tomato pincushions. So, we will be absolutely have a shop model of this. And I love that bird too. And I like the girl over here. Just so good. And, it's just, and she uses all DMC. Oh no, not all DMC, but mostly DMC. And yeah, super cute. So that was in 3rd place. And then in 2nd place, 2 things in 2nd place. Both of these items had 22 special requests. So just so people know what that means. So that means that 22 people asked for this chart. And out of 160. So, was Seasons of the Heart by With a Needle and Thread. You get all 4 seasons in one book. I love it when they do things like that. Then that's not 4 separate charts, which is great. This is a nice 8.5 by 11 full-size book. These people are so sweet. So that's spring, summer. I love the beehives. Look at the beehives. So cool. Then autumn.
Is that a cat on the moon?
No, it's an owl.
Owl. Sorry.
No. Cat on the moon, psycho. And then winter. And it's just so good. And then, what was I going to say? She gives you the information about how to make the little tags that say spring, summer, and like, yeah, she even gives you, look.
Oh, yeah.
She gives you the artwork that you need to create those little tags.
And then, just back up just a smidge here.
Sure.
That reminded me of what Kathy said about her year of celebration and the monthly little rectangle on each one.
Yes.
She said she positioned this on her design so that if you're doing them all on one big piece of fabric, like is shown here, but on one big piece of fabric, it's like, as you're looking at it, left, center, right, left, center, right, left, center, right, all
perfect.
the way
so they're
down.
all aligned correctly.
And she,
or aesthetically
she
pleasing.
just kind of giggled with her husband because she said if you don't put them all on the same piece of fabric, it doesn't matter.
Sure.
But that was her thinking in terms of designing.
Sure.
Was that they would be left, center, right.
That's really
going
cool.
down. I
Very
just
cool.
thought you'd be interested in that.
That is very interesting information, Pam. They, they're not designers for nothing,
Correct.
Okay, so that was Seasons of the Heart, and then tied with Seasons of the Heart is Let Love Rain by Teresa Kogut. Y'all. Okay, so the sampler, I almost stole it off the wall. That's how pretty it was. But it's absolutely gorgeous, per Teresa Kogut. And so in this book, you get, I believe, 3 charts. You get the large sampler, which I'm going to find a photo of. Hold, please. Where is the picture of the dang sampler? There it is. Okay. So this is Let Love Rain. Like, even if you look at that and you're like, that is far too large for me to do. Like, look at any of those little, like, look at that basket of flowers. Like, just stitch that. Look at that little cute little scene with the couple with the hat on. You could just stitch that. So, freaking beautiful. The blues and browns are so good. And, it's just fantastic. And so you get that chart in here, and it's spread over multiple pages, which is so nice. But then you also get 2 other charts. One is a small called How Much I Love You. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. How sweet is that? And then you also get...
I can hear my dad singing that in the shower.
Oh my goodness, that's funny. You gotta stitch it then, Pam. And then also the third one is called Love Your Family. And it says, if you want to change the world, go home and love your family.
Yeah.
And I am obsessed.
Yeah.
I think that's precious. Look at how sweet and cute and in love they are.
Mm-hmm.
My cat is snoring. I'm sure I don't think you can hear it, but
no.
Absolutely beautiful book. All of her books this year are bound like this as opposed to a spiral. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you. And they're just beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. So highly, highly, highly recommend. And then in first place with 33 orders for it. So let me do that quick math. So that's 21% of our pre-orders asked for this chart. That's pretty bananas, I think. And that is, This Is the Day by Plum Street Samplers. And it is very pink. I'm obsessed with it. I love that about it. I have absolutely no problem with it whatsoever. I cannot wait to stitch that pink house. It's just fantastic. It's just fantastic. So, it is very Paulette. It's very Plum Street. It's just good. It's just so good. And yeah, I'll see if there's any information on the back. But so, I don't know if you can see it, but that's my favorite part. Can you see that mountain goat jumping over the flowers? It's a billy goat. I'm obsessed.
Let me see.
So those.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Yeah. If you didn't know that was there from seeing it live, you wouldn't see it.
Yeah, I probably would use it. Well, that is a call
What
for.
What is this white area here that you can hardly see? Is that a...
They're two billy goats. Two more billy goats.
Two other billy goats. Okay.
Stacked on top of each other.
Wow.
I think it's just a photo issue.
Oh, yeah.
Because the fabric that she's calling for is Barb's Blend. The new one from Arnott. So, yeah.
So that's what Keepsakes customers wanted.
So that was the top 10 from Keepsakes. Obviously, they wanted a ton of other stuff too.
Yeah.
And so we both have our respective piles of haul. My pile is much larger because I have no self-control. Also, the way I look at it is, you deserve this.
Yeah, no kidding.
And so, if you are someone who doesn't like haul, who doesn't want to see what other people buy, see you later. Yeah. So that's basically going to be the rest of our video. Do you want to talk about these things first, just in case people leave?
Yeah.
Okay. So before we get into that, we have a couple of non-market things to discuss real quick.
Just real quick, because we don't want to wait till Sunday.
Sure, exactly. So first things first is that we are in March, which means we are in a middle of the most recent round of Common Threaded Stitcher. If you are unfamiliar with what Common Threaded Stitcher is, there's a little blurb about it in the description box. We talked a lot about it in last week's video too. And you should check out Keabeequilting here on FlossTube. My best friend. She is the dreamer and doer of CTS, and she can explain it to you very, very well. There's a Common Threaded Stitcher Instagram page, and so that you'll find a bunch of information there. And so thank you to everyone who's participating and tagging us and all the things. Today is Recipe Day, which is always super fun. So just thank you for that. And if you want to participate and you have not yet, you can jump in at any time.
It's on Instagram. And it is a daily prompt
community
building exercise that we're in, I think, the 4th round of. So
yes. So thank you all who have participated, and we'll talk a little bit more about it on Sunday.
Yeah.
Then I got a message from Karen at So Much to Love, the project bags, and that we're part of the Bag of the Month Club for. I think by Sunday's video, we'll have March's bag in hand, but to show you all, but just as a reminder, not really a reminder, as a small announcement. PSA. She has a few spots open in the Bag of the Month Club. So I will put a link in the description box below, where you can sign up if you are interested in joining the So Much Love Bag of the Month Club. So that will be there. And I did want to speak on the pre-orders at Keepsakes. So there were the majority of things that were on our list of things to purchase. We were able to purchase and bring home with us. There were, however, a few things, maybe half a dozen, that were either sold out when we got there, sold out when we made the pre-order, and they are being sent to us. So if you've placed a pre-order with Keepsakes and you haven't gotten a phone call by, I want to get the date right, by Tuesday, March 15th, then 9 chances out of 10, we're just waiting on something for you. We're not going to, everything's on its way to us in some capacity, so it is just more time effective for us to wait till all your stuff is here to call you. If it's fabric and the wait might be a little bit longer, we'll call you in the interim and see what you want to do. You are more than welcome to wait till everything is at the shop for us to send it to you. We are happy to split it up and send what we have. We can work with you. It's not a problem. And also, you are, of course, and encouraged, if you want, to get fabric and threads for any of the things that you purchased. We're happy to take care of that for you. That's not a problem. And so I was able to yesterday. So Monday we didn't have anyone's special orders ready to go because there was no time for me to bag them up and collate them. So I did all that Monday evening after work. And then Tuesday, it was a bit crazy at Keepsakes because the local people, not all of them, but many local people had come in to pick up their market pre-orders. So between that craziness, I wasn't able to make as many phone calls as I would have liked to, but it's okay. I was able to get through a good chunk of them and then able to get out a good number of packages that went to the post office this morning. So, if you placed a market pre-order with Keepsakes and are having it mailed to you, I am the one packaging it up and it will be sent with love from me. So, that is where we're at with that. Of course, if you don't hear from us and you are like, I want my stuff right now, call us. We'll take care of it. We'll get it all taken care of. But we have one phone line and only one person at a time can make a phone call. So, patience is key.
There you go.
I don't have 160 people to call, but I have a lot of phone calls to make. Probably over 100. So, yay. Again, good problem to have.
Absolutely.
Okay, so, Pam, why don't you talk about what you've got?
Okay. She's picked this up at Market from Primitive Hair because she knew I would absolutely love it. Mm-hmm. It is wooden. It is. And it is a thread keep. Yes. And it says on it, Food, Spirits, Lodging, Nantucket, Whalers Inn. So I absolutely love it.
I thought it'd make a good bowl filler, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
Good nautical bowl filler.
She also picked up something that she knew I would like.
That's like the...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is from Chessie and Me, and it's called American Stitch House. So you have the paper mache painted like Linda showed us at Quilters. Mm-hmm. And then the little housewife and scissor fob to go with.
Oh, look.
What?
That's what the inside looks like with needles. And you got numbers 28, 26, 24.
Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Okay. So better than the average bear. Okay.
I suppose.
This is from a new designer. Stephanie had a few pre-orders, so she was checking them out. And they are, it's Susan O'Brien.
And she had a different label before she was Sweet Wing.
Okay, so now she's Sweet Wing Studio.
Yep, sure is.
And Stephanie got me this. It's called Franklin's Freedom.
Look at him.
And it's Ben Franklin in the middle with a kite and a Liberty Bell and an eagle and an alphabet. And you'll say, well, that's not the whole alphabet. That's only 6 letters. Mm-hmm. But if you know Ben Franklin, he had a lot of kooky ideas. Mm-hmm. Some were insightful, some were kind of weird. Mm-hmm. But he thought that CJQ W, X, and Y were basically unnecessary, and he wanted them removed from the alphabet. I don't know who you call for that, but...
No, I don't either.
So you've got a kite, a couple of eagles, Ben in the middle with his hands in his pockets, and a kite. I absolutely love this. Okay.
Okay. If it's got an American flag on it and came out at market, Pam got it.
This was not in the top 10, but there were several of us.
7.
7, in fact, who were clamoring to get our hands on this.
Yeah, this was a popular one too.
Yeah, this is from Erica Michaels, and it's called Liberty Games. Absolutely love.
Oh my gosh, it's so cool.
And Stephanie said that... Nope. Has she done another one prior to this?
Yeah, reindeer games.
Reindeer games, yeah. She reminded me that there was reindeer games.
I love it.
Already on the market.
Already and on the market.
Again, this is one that a lot of us were clamoring for.
Yep.
Scarlet House, Colonial Blooms.
Did you order your board yet?
No, I probably need to do that.
Yeah, you probably do.
Yeah, the board is from
Homestead Needlework.
Now that we put it out, I won't get mine.
Order it while the video's saving.
Shoot. Anyway, April at Homestead Needlework on Etsy is selling the board. So
she's the one that did the boards for Cookie Exchange for hands-on design.
Yeah, April, save me one. Anyway.
I think she's on Etsy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. By the time you see this, Pam's board will already be ordered.
And also, this is one that we all just went, oh, when she did it. The Primitive Hare's been doing Women Who Made History. Of course, she started with Betsy Ross and then did Harriet Tubman, and now she's done Anne Frank. And timely, but lovely.
You want this one, right? The blue one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You gonna go ahead and order it?
Yes, ma'am.
Live! Live purchasing.
Correct.
This one I know several of us just adored, and it's from Kathy Barrick, and it's called The Moons of 2022.
I love this bottom scene. Look how much stitching that is.
I know, but I love it. I absolutely love it.
That is wild.
So, that's good.
Yup.
And then I had to get this one just because.
Because it's bunnies.
Because it's Teresa Kogut.
I might fight you for that, though, for real.
It's Teresa Kogut, and
she didn't even have it. Like, she didn't have the.
Well, what she did was she had some of her.
So now, no, you don't need to go watch her video. But just as Pam went.
No, go watch Teresa's video because it's really, really good. But she's had some of her Patreons stitch some of the models for the show, and then I think it kind of got ahead of her a little bit, and the woman who was stitching the model didn't quite finish it, but she took the whip to the show, and it was on the table.
It was.
But what we're talking about is Love is the Key from Teresa Kogut. I just love the colors.
I like the fact that it's bunnies standing up straight.
Yeah. And he's got a top hat on, and he's got the key, and she's got the lock. I just think it's clever.
This is so funny on the back, her little note. That's so cute.
Oh, yeah. This is just a computer-generated
Sure.
picture. So, I'm drooling. I don't know about you. But stay tuned because Steph is next.
Okay. Are you ready?
Did you get that board ordered for me,
Sure
kid?
did.
Okay, good.
Sure did, Pam. It was in over 20 people's carts.
God, I gotta start this.
No, you don't. I'm just kidding.
Okay. Oh, man.
Pam, calm down. Okay, I'm gonna...
Which one am I gonna start first?
Well, if you think it's hard to pick from Pam's...
Yeah, just wait.
Wait till you see my pile. So I'm not going to go through these like really slow because I probably have a story for every single one of them, but we'll be here for a year and a half if I try to do that. And y'all have like, you know, children to take care of and
houses to clean,
meals to eat and stitches to stitch. So yeah, there you go.
So you're saying you're going to go slow or you're going to go fast?
I mean, I'm going to go quicker than I probably normally would.
Okay.
And okay, so first is from October House Fiber Arts. And this is called Tulip Cottage. Tulips remind me of the Netherlands, and I like bunnies. So if something that you see screams at you and you want it, my professional recommendation is to pause the video and take a screenshot. And then you have it. There it is. Tulip Cottage. And I tried my best to keep all the designers together. Like, these two are both from Staci Nash, so they're together. So this one, and I'm not giving this to Pam. I refuse. It is from Staci Nash, and it's the Liberty Sewing Pouch. It's very sweet. I think it's too prim for your liking anyhow, to be fair.
Okay. I don't have anything with 1776 on it, you know.
Nothing.
Fresh out.
Fresh out. And then this...
I love the letters, though. See the letters on that?
Hands off my pouch. Oh, dang. Hands off my pouch. Anybody else?
We can make two.
Okay. We can have matching pouches.
Yeah.
How about that? Yeah, because we don't have anything else, so let's stitch something twice. Okay, also from Staci Nash is the To My Friend Pin Keep Stack.
Great for a smalls exchange.
And I also saw somebody post this. There's a picture of them stacked. And they go, I'm going to stitch this and gift it to myself. And I was like, I'm my own best friend. That's fine. This is new from Tell an Emblem, and it is Scissor Sampler.
That's so pretty.
It is gorgeous.
Chris Ann does such a great job.
She does. Like, look at these scissors.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really, really pretty in person. I mean, that is like a sweeping thing for all of these. They're very, very pretty in person. All right. These next two are from Shakespeare's Peddler.
You gonna stitch this?
Yes. Unless you get to it before me.
Okay. It's gonna be a battle.
A battle.
It's gonna be the JKS Battle of the Patterns.
Who do you want to see stitch it? Okay, so this is from Shakespeare's Peddler, and this is Antique Cats and Crowns. Obviously. I am the queen of cats. Okay. And then this is Throw Wide the Windows, and it's Jane Summers' work, finished in her 10th year. So,
from whom?
Shakespeare's Peddler.
Oh. Okay.
And this is actually a section of a much larger sampler that was also released at market. But my favorite part of the sampler was the house. So, and this is way less stitching, obviously. Mm-hmm. So that's fun and beautiful. Okay, next is from Puntini, and she's done like these When I Think of series. So like when I think of January through December, when I think of winter, spring, summer, fall. Now she's on to activities, like when I think of stitching. And I think it's adorable. Very, very cute. Very cute. Oh, Pam, this is yours.
Oh, okay. So let me interrupt for just a second.
So sorry.
The other one that I got was, again, very popular because, hello, Eagle.
Hello.
It's from Paulette, Plum Street Samplers. God bless America. Try not to hit the glare there. The big red house.
The penny rug, though, too, though.
And the penny rug border. Hello. And the eagle.
Look at him. And all of those freaking strawberries. So cute.
So that's mine.
Yes. So, sorry about that, Pam.
Oh, yeah. Those pennies on the penny rug border are red, white, and blue.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
Duh. Of course.
Okay.
Okay, then next from Plum Street Sampler, this is Thistle House. I felt like a theme this year. I saw a lot of things with pink. And this was no exception. Super, super sweet. That is a lot of stitching though. But I'm excited about it. Okay, then speaking of pink, these are from Chessie and me. And this is the Martha Jefferson 1842 sampler. The colors are great. The fabric is actually cocoa from Weeks, so it's a lot browner than it looks in this photo. And then there's something called Martha's Pillow, which is basically this house from the big sampler made into a pillow. And then with a cat on the roof. So, gonna need to do that.
That would be a good small, too.
It would.
From you, because of the cat.
Cat on the house. Yeah, but see, pink house. I'm keeping that aside as a small thing. Okay, this one I think is technically both Pam and I's, because I can see us stitching out of both stitching from this.
Yeah.
So this is from Heartstring Samplery, and this is next in her Festive Little Fobs series, and this is the Travel Edition, which I think is fantastic. So that's cool.
This would be good for stitch content.
It's a little bit big.
Is it?
I think, yeah.
Okay.
Personally.
Okay.
And then next from Heartstring, this is called Really Friends. And it says, there's nothing I would not do for those who are really my friends. And I just really love this sentiment. I'm not super into like the big castle, but it is really pretty. And the fabric she uses is a graham cracker fabrics, which is fabric from Shakespeare's Peddler.
What do you suppose on this heartstrings one? What do you suppose that is?
There's this luggage with a wine
glass on top of a stack of luggage. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right. Next is from Ink Circles, and this is called Half the Fun. Look at those hot air balloons. And all of it is, they are all different modes of transportation.
Interesting.
Yep.
I wonder where she came up with the title.
Well, let's see. I was truthfully wondering the same thing.
Because she's pretty clever with her titles.
I know she is. Maybe that traveling is half the fun. Okay.
Here we go.
Are y'all ready? Travel.
Oh, when they say getting there is half the fun.
Yeah.
That's.
Travel opens up our world, and just getting to your destination can be an adventure in itself. Whether you travel by skateboard, hot air balloon, helicopter, or funicular.
Funicular. Funicula.
Q Pavarotti.
Yeah.
No idea. There are no partial stitches. This design is suitable for stitching over 1 on 8 or needlepoint. Monochromatic pieces make for great travel stitching, but feel free to colorize this to your heart's content.
So getting there is half the fun.
Getting there is half the fun.
That's perfect.
Yep, absolutely obsessed.
And it just popped into my brain.
Yep. And I was drawn to it because of the hot air balloons.
Yeah.
So, duh.
Yeah.
All right, next is from JBW. This first is her Antique Sampler Collection 2. And it is 5 beautiful red samplers. She is an actual sweetheart. We had a really great conversation with her. She's so sweet. I think this one's my favorite. What does it say? Oh yeah, just the names. They're all so cute. And then she has a In the Round series, and this is Birds in the Round. And of course, she had a model there that was over 2 and then also over 1. And they're both very, very sweet. I love this. The next 2 are from La-Di-Da. And this is Flower Pot Roll Up. Again, pink. I don't know if I would do it as a roll up. I just think it's really pretty. Like, I love these flowers. They're gorgeous. And then I also got the You and Me 1, 2, 3. What is her fabric? Tornado. The fabric is 36 count Tornado by Fox and Rabbit. That's cool. It's like a subtle, Tornado is like a subtle murky. Okay, and then from Hands On Design, I also got Red She Said, which is the next in a banner year collection. I love that middle one with the house on it. So sweet. And then you get the sampler across the top. That's pretty. Real pretty. Okay, from Kathy Barrick, I got the Spring Pin Drum. I have a thing for bunnies. It's fine. I probably won't finish it as a drum. I'll do it as a full thing so I don't have to rotate it to see it. And then her and Liz are doing what they call a collective noun series. They came out with, Liz came out with a Parade of Elephants. Kathy came out with 2. One is a Party of Peacocks, and then a Parliament of Owls. And it is the cutest thing you've ever seen. It's only 98 by 95, so it's not that large, really. And I just think it's so cute. So cute. All right, next is from Leela's Studio. This one was quite popular too, and it is called Spring Quaker. Again, with the pinks, and even like just doing the middle would be really, really pretty. And the bunnies. And it says, no matter how long the winter, spring is sure to follow. Look at this bunny and a carrot. And all, like, I mean, it's just like our Halloween Quaker. There's, like, so many really amazing details in it. So cool. All right, new from Bent Creek. I am a sucker for a good row. This is Make the Days Count row. Don't count the days, make the days count. Love it. Then this is called Precious Friend. It says, of all possessions, a friend is the most precious.
That would make a good small too.
Yes, it would. It's 75 by 75. It's not too bad. So cute. All right, from the Blue Flower, this is called Moggy Manor. This sampler was inspired by our cat, Moggy, and the bottom band of the piece is ready for your own personalization, alphabet included. And then the text on it says, a quiet hour beneath the trees, a little whispering lazy breeze, a perfect sky.
Gosh, it's beautiful.
Look at all those birds in the trees. Mm-hmm. And the kittens. Look at them. And the koi fish in the koi pond. It's so cool. Look at the cat in the tree right in the top there. Oh my god, it's so funny. So cute. I love it. That kind of gives me the...
Yes.
There's another big one that I can't think of the name of on the purple fabric that I'm stitching. Huckleberry Farm.
Yeah.
Okay, then from With Thy Needle and Thread, this is, I think it's pronounced Habel, Regina Habel. I really love the softness of the sampler so much, and it's just so delicate and feminine in person. It's stunning. And so in this book, you get the reproduction sampler, and then you also get this small, which I think is really, really lovely as well. That's small for StitchCon. Mm-hmm. Then from RETM, I got her Around the World. Okay, I'll go in like this. But again, the hot air balloon situation, I'm here for it. Look how cool that is with all the different places. And then the animals at the bottom. I think that's really, really neat. The stitch count on this is 164 by 404.
Whoa. Whoa. That's a long one.
It is it's a tall one is what it is. Mm-hmm. Then this is her next in her turkey series. And this is Rudolph and Alfina Gobble Snow. So you've got Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer, and Alfina, the elf. Freaking funny. I love it. Next from Luminous Fiber Arts. This is in her Friendship series, and these are Stitching Birds. So cute. Yeah. Can we put this in our BFF cell? Thanks. And then this one I picked up just because I thought it was super cool because it's a man's sampler. Yeah. So this is from Needlework Press, and it's called George Bierce Toby. 2 delightful samplers created in 1854 by George Bierce Toby. And one of them says, frugality is a fortune, industry a good estate. There are no gains without pains. True happiness is understood, if understood, consists alone in doing good. George Bierce Toby was born, married, and died in Alford, Berkshire County, Massachusetts. He in 1845.
Oh, that's his headstone.
Yep, they got his headstone.
And she did a lot of research on that.
Sure, of course.
Good for her.
I mean, it's Needlework Press, Pam. They don't mess around. So she rescued these 2 samplers from an estate sale in Texas.
Wow. So
he stitched both of his samplers on perforated paper originally.
Well, does it say how old he was? On the sampler?
Yeah, 9.
He was a 9-year-old boy.
Yep.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yep.
That's
really,
wonderful.
Really cool.
I'm glad you got that one.
Yeah, me too. Mm-hmm. So you can see this is, this is the perforated paper. That's the linen. Perforated paper. Very cool.
How did they have perforated? They must have had perforated paper back then.
Well, or something similar to it.
Something, not like maybe we know.
Correct. Okay. The next is from Summerhouse Stitchworks. I very, very, very much like her Fragments in Time for 2022. And her first 2 came out at market. And so this is number 1. And this series is the Susquehanna Valley Samplers, is where the inspiration for these are coming from. And number 2. Love it. Then also from Beth Seal, I got the she has 2 in the Hello Goodbye series, and this is Lady Catherine Kitty. And it's a needle book. Are you dead? Look at that. And then you get all the instructions on how to make it into a needle book, all the things. I just think that's funny. It's hilarious. And then this, I'm so excited about. I cannot wait to stitch this. This is called Spring Awakens. Look at that. Look at that little bird with a freaking umbrella. Using 3 different colors of DMC. Stop it right now. I'm so excited. All right. And then last, but certainly not least, are 3 more books from the lovely Teresa Kogut. First is Gather. Just like the other one, there are 3 charts in this book. So, what sold me on it was the actual, Gather sampler itself. There it is. I don't really want to bend the spine, so sorry. You can go look at her FlossTube. You can see them up close. So I just think that's beautiful. Even if you didn't stitch the border, it'd be beautiful. But the border's really pretty. And then there is this one, which I don't know the name of. I think maybe ABC 123. Very sweet and lovely. And then this is Sally Emerson. And it's gorgeous as well. Okay. Oh, pardon me, Pam. Okay, this, yeah, there's only 3 in there, right?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. So this is, the next one is Flurry. And there's 9 patterns in here, which is wild times. So, the biggest, my favorite one out of this book is that guy. Look at that friggin' polar bear. I'm obsessed. And then yep, the polar bear. And the little snow family. I think they're cute. And I also like them too. It's beautiful. Mm-hmm. And then last purchased item that I have to show you is Love Lives Here by Teresa Kogan. There are a few charts in here too. Starting with, oh my gosh, I love all of them in here. First is this small sampler. Look at the cat on the fence. Then cat on the fence. And a bird with a hat. And then Love Lives Here is this one on the cover. I'm obsessed with it. I love how her men have like Abe Lincoln vibe. I love it. And then there is also, what is that one called though? It's called My Big Bird.
My Big Bird, yeah.
Literally, My Big Bird. Mm-hmm. Also, the fact that the little bird has a hat on is my favorite. So.
Yeah.
Just a couple things.
Just a few.
Really, you know. It's all about the collection. No, it's going to fall. That is 100% going to fall.
I just told it to stay.
Good job.
So, aren't you glad you tuned in middle of the week for this? Because
hopefully
the talent.
You have more self-control than I did.
The talent. Just amazing.
Sure.
This has to have been, if not the best, one of the best needlework markets in recent time.
So good.
And I am so proud of Stephanie for all her hard work. Holy moly. And I'm excited
with a smile, you know.
I'm excited to look ahead to planned stitches of all of these lovely things.
Sure.
And think about what we have to pick out for smalls for retreats this year.
I know.
And so that's exciting.
Yes.
But we, I think, made the right decision to put this up for you.
Yes.
As strictly market.
Yes.
Wrap.
Because I would. No, it would be a 6-hour-long video if we put it all on the Sunday video. If we had
waited and put it on Sunday, which some of you suggested,
it would have been too much.
You would be 2 weeks getting through it. You'd never catch up with us. Nope. You'd never. We'd leave you in the dust.
Exactly.
So we're recording this a little bit early.
Yep.
Hence the lighting has been different for the duration, but
okay.
But we.
They'll love it nonetheless, Pam.
We are working it around a few other things going on today.
Sure.
We are going to be back on Sunday.
Yep.
Which is what date?
That date is
March 13th.
Will you let me do the math before you just start yelling out numbers? 13th, yes.
Yeah,
March 13th.
Yeah.
Why'd you ask if you knew?
I just wanted to be sure. March 13th, we'll be back on our Sunday schedule.
Yep.
And we'll cover all of our usual sections, like
mail
call
whips,
and whips and everything like that.
You know, all the other shit we bought.
Stephanie!
It's the end of the video. They don't care. I'm sorry.
But anyway, thanks for tuning in. Some of the designers, I think, have got market wrap videos up. I've mentioned one.
Yes, you have.
I don't know how many others there are, but check them all out.
Please do.
You know, because this is what it's all about, folks.
Please do.
This is what it is all about. And don't forget, if you're interested in So Much to Love, what do they do?
There's a link to
There's a link.
On.
Okay.
Yep. And
we hope that those of you who are participating in Common Threaded Stitcher are enjoying it on Instagram.
Yes.
And that's going to do it.
Sure is.
So, until Sunday, I know, but we needed to split it up. So, we'll see you in a few days. In the meantime, I'm Pam.
I'm Stephanie.
And this is
Just
Keep
Keep
Stitching.
Stitching. Bye!